Weighty Matters. I was born the fourth of five children, the third of three boys, and the bounciest of Mama Betty's babies, coming in at an eye-opening 8 pounds 10 ounces when the average U.S. newborn weighed in at 7 pounds 4 ounces. Size matters, and as I aged and added matter to my size began to matter more. I was always squishy, but never huge, and my pudgy portly was counterbalanced by my height. Back in the day, being tall was a source of pride for boys, and I was tall enough to be noticeable without it being freakish. The 3 elementary schools I attended each held about 365 students or 55 age mates, and over my 7 years of K through 6th, I was consistently the tallest or second tallest in my class. 4th grade, I was the first in class to hit the milestone of 5 feet, a feat of which I was inordinately proud. I was an active but not athletic child and thought little about my weight until Mom bought husky pants for my eldest sibling, a purchase that earned Steve the malignant moniker of Fat, Cold, and Slushy from his loving brothers and friends. Steve wasn't particularly large, but face-to-face overt cruelty was an accepted hallmark of growing up in the 1960s as opposed to today's kids who immortalize their cruelty via the internet. 4th grade proved a very tumultuous year. My father left his teaching position at Illinois State University and moved 750 miles to the University of Maryland, leaving behind his bride of 15 years and their brood of children aged 4 to 14. Though Dad flew home most weekends, we 5 plus Mom spent the better part of 1970-1971 fatherless, husbandless, as Papa reconnoitered and got the lay of the land. The stress was hard on everyone, and Dad, who had been fond of declaring, "There's no reason a man should weigh any more after 40 than he did before," delved deeply into the dietary delight of eating crow. Papa, who had spent his first 41 years in relative slender, found 42 to be a hefty proposition and packed on the pounds with his physically, emotionally, and mentally taxing transition from a family man Midwesterner to a batching it on his own East Coaster. In August of 71, we 7 made the big move from Illinois to Maryland, and soon after, Papa began his Sisyphus labor of recovering his former svelte self via diet and exercise. Sizing me up at 5 feet and 104 pounds, Papa decided to incentivize a 4-pound weight loss in his youngest son with the reward of a crisp, clean dollar bill, should I fall below the century weight mark. The incentive for double-digit poundage failed, but the challenge did create a lifetime of too great an emphasis for me in regards to my weight. Let's be fair to Dad. My BMI was 20.3 or 88th percentile for boys aged 10 years 6 months, a weight that placed me squarely in the overweight section of the children's chart. I had zero interest in group sports, and part of parenting is encouraging one's children to be healthy. Dad and Mom were both worshipers of slender, and their views on health and weight influenced how they reared their flock of 5, just as any parent's view on health influences their child-rearing practices. Worthy goals do not always lead to healthy outcomes. At 10 years of age, I started worrying about my weight. Transported to a new and confusing environment where I had no friends and where the rules of conduct were strange and foreign, I began to feel inadequate in an arena that I'd given scant thought to. 10-year-old me got the message that I was fat and fat was bad, a message that haunts me to this day. Weight is an integral part of health, and striving to keep ourselves healthy should be something we all work towards. Fat shaming, judging others because they do not fit within the Western ideal of height, weight, or build, is a huge social problem in the U.S. So is being overweight with its attendant health issues, but conflating the two leads to nothing but pain and anxiety. From Labor Day of 71 onward, I can tell you how much I weighed at any given age. I remained overweight until puberty, when a growth spurt made me skeletal. High school saw my weight inch upward to slender, move on to average, rose some more, and as I hit slightly rounded, I was again bombarded with statements from Mom and Dad concerning my weight. I stayed heavier than I felt proper until June of 1980, when cycling helped me reach and maintain a weight I felt was good enough. That lasted until 1990, when pregnancy brought me to 190 pounds, a mass that officially returned me to the land of overweight, a designation with which I have danced ever since. Sympathy weight gain by non-pregnant partners during pregnancy, is a real thing. My preoccupation with weight is not healthy, but a preoccupation with health is. There are two major benchmarks on which I judge my physique and fitness. How much do I weigh and how fast can I run or bicycle? Lower weight's better and faster rules. Remember Papa's 1970 move-related weight gain? Must be genetic because summer 2015 I moved to Florida where I subsequently fell apart. Fell apart as in fell into a life-threatening depression, which quickly led to a 35-pound weight gain and transformation from sleekish of frame and fastish of foot to 100 kilos of slow sloth. If not for the strength and support of my mystified wife, I have grave doubts concerning the odds of my surviving my Florida hell. But after 2.5 years, we left FLA and moved to NC, where I'm slowly recovering and rediscovering my lost me. A me who hasn't seen a weight below 200 pounds since October 2015. Until March 15th, yep, Pi Day is the day I slip below 200 pounds. Don't you just love irony? Early autumn, I began re-emphasizing health and fitness and upped my workouts from minimal to challenging versus HIIT classes at Orange Theory Fitness. I credit much of my weight loss to these demanding classes that are on hold until at least early May due to COVID-19. I also swore off most sweets as I focused on more healthful eating, something that everyone should work towards regardless of exercise regimens. My weight in today places me at 195 pounds or 23 pounds lighter than my starting weight of 218 back in October 2019. My goal weight is 185 pounds, and at 195 pounds, I'm about 2/3 of the way to regaining a normal BMI weight range. My weight loss is a result of an exercise program combined with more healthful eating. I'm able to cycle both faster and farther than I could in September. I'm happy to report that my handful of weight-related health issues like things like acid reflux, sleep apnea, high blood pressure, and high blood sugar have shown improvement as my weight decreases. I still struggle with and conflate health and body image. I know that I judge myself too harshly on how tightly my pants fit, an issue I may take to my grave. I'll keep whittling away at that final double fistful of extra pounds as I've got a lifetime to go in fitness, along with maintaining a healthy weight should be an integral part of everyone's journey.